Hello. My name is Abigail.
And my name is Matt.
And welcome to Polyglot Progress. So we are going to talk about our summer goals related to language learning.
Our language learning goals for summer 2016.
So we've broken this into 3 sections. First section being things that we want to do together, like goals for the both of us. And then we'll just switch off between Matt's goals and my goals.
Okay, sounds good. Los skates. So our first goal together is to learn Korean together. We both have been a big fan of the language for a while. Big fan of a language, is that what you say? We've been admirers of it for a long time.
Writing love letters to Korean.
Yeah.
Dear Korean.
We have a on and off love affair with it.
I have never tried to learn Korean though.
I did for a day. I wrote down the alphabet and I was like, and then you told me to stop.
Okay, so our actual goal with that is we want to complete First Step Korean on Coursera, which is a really basic, just elementary Korean course. It teaches you just the writing system, I think how to introduce yourself, how to tell time.
It's like a 4-week course, but it seems like it could be so much shorter. Like it seems like what we would do in a night.
And I think it'll be good to get the basics down really well like that, and then afterwards we'll see where we want to go. And also, lots of Korean TV, lots of Korean music.
Definitely. And I know Lindsay does languages, and one of her pals, they are learning Korean together right now. I feel like they've actually come a long way in a short time, which is really cool, and I like the way they're doing it.
All of our individual goals that we're going to get to now are in order of, importance, priority, kind of how...
And, as we get down the list, it's towards, what we want to start, and...
Yeah, some of the goals towards the end are just kind of maybe we'll pick this up.
Yeah.
All my goals I'm hoping to get to. I didn't make any goals that I'm maybe if I have time, all my goals I want to get to, but the ones towards the bottom are kind of less intensive and less of a priority, so if I don't get to them, it's not as big of a deal for me.
Okay, so my first goal has to do with French, and I want to complete the Teach Yourself French book, because there's a certain place where I need to be in the French language by the fall. I want to finish my Duolingo tree as well, and both of those I think are very tangible if I break up the timing. And yeah, I'm very excited for that. I've been having a lot of fun with French. I've been making, I think, pretty good progress for a few months. I feel pretty confident that I'll be able to attain those goals.
Alright, yeah, so my first goal is top of my list because it's a really high priority for me, really important, but it's also kind of a really chill goal. So it's just to find ways to use French, reading books, watching movies, finding ways to talk to people. So I want to find ways to speak at a high level or a higher level and keep pushing myself. Haven't totally figured out how I'm going to do that yet. Maybe I'll be doing italki and finding people to talk with. So
my second goal is I want to complete Teach Yourself Latin American Spanish. I'm very much a beginner in Spanish, so I want to also complete this book and complete the Duolingo tree. But recently I've been using Mango Languages with Spanish, and I actually really enjoyed the way they format it, and so I might stick with them and then go to Duolingo and use it over there. But I want to complete 2 courses of Spanish over the summer, make diaries, and make some genuine progress, get to a comfortable conversational level. My
next one is with German, and I need to finally complete Teach Yourself German, and then after that I'd like to start some sort of memorized vocab course, because I think my weakness in German at the moment is vocab. Previously in other languages, grammar was my weak point, but I think I've finally kind of figured out this past year how to handle grammar, and grammar has become my strength.
Yeah, I feel it's a common thing with learning languages independently. Vocab becomes
yeah, because I think
overviewed, not overviewed, looked over. My next goal also has to do with German. I'm heading to Germany again in the fall, and so I want to complete Colloquial German 2, which is a more advanced German course. I want to become more fluent in my speech. I want to not have to think before speaking. That's my real goal. What you were saying with vocabulary, sometimes you can get around vocabulary by just saying the person who does this.
Yeah.
I was trying to say the word cinematographer, but I was the person who holds the camera and does the moves and whatnot.
Yeah, see, that's part of why I really want to do some German vocab, is because the problem with me is I find that I can't even go around words. It's not just that I don't have a word, I don't have enough words to go around words to try and say
I have that in French too. I don't have enough to go around words.
Yeah, it's just I just kind of sit there and go
Yeah.
So So my next one is Bulgarian, which I've been really feeling this week, but I was good and only brought my German book. I have the colloquial Bulgarian book, and I want to start and get as far as possible in that. That's like my goal. I don't know how much of a goal I even really have with Bulgarian. I just want to start working on it and get as far as I can. So, I mean, if I start finding resources, I'll definitely make a video because I've had the hardest time finding resources to learn Bulgarian.
I'd love to see a Bulgarian diary from you.
Like, I'll make one at some point too.
The ones that, like, with the resources you're using and, like, little vocab here and there. Because, like, I understand it can probably be hard to form sentences at this point and talk for an entire few minutes.
Yeah,
like,
I'm less than a chapter in, by the way. I've done a little bit of work with Bulgarian, know the alphabet, but sometimes I get rusty when I haven't done it in a little while. I'm getting good enough at it that when I come back after a period of time, I typically remember it.
Alright, so my next language is Norwegian. This has been a language that I've been very much neglecting lately, and it's been making me sad because I love the language so much. So one of my goals is to get through the Teach Yourself course. I also on the colloquial course, so if I get through Teach Yourself, I'll probably move on to colloquial. Because they're both really well made. I really like the Teach Yourself course. I think it's beautifully designed. I want to be able to converse with my Norwegian pals, our Norwegian pals I should say. They very much motivated me when I made my diary, and all the comments I received on that were like really heartwarming. And I felt very motivated to continue the studying. I'm excited. I know I'm gonna get back into Norwegian.
You've already got 4 books that you want to complete so far on your list of goals.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Do I have any other books? No.
No, but on top of those 4 books, you've got other things you want to do.
If I don't finish Norwegian, it's okay, because that's like it's a progress. It's a progress. Hey, it's a process.
So my next one is kind of where it starts to just get to be like kind of easier goals, because I tend to be very realistic with my goals, whereas Matt's like, I'm gonna finish all of the books and learn all of the languages this summer, and just like, I feel like you're one of those person that makes a lot of goals, and if you don't get to them, like, it's fine, you just want to complete as many as you can.
I want to have options.
I like set goals that I can like that I force myself to stick to then.
All of these goals I'm gonna break down into smaller, more attainable goals.
Yeah.
Like, these are the big picture goals.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm not gonna complete this book, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to make progress in that book.
I make, like, realistic goals and then, like, force myself to stick to them. So now we get to the, like, simpler goals. So I'm technically only doing about 1 book worth, if you think about it, because I'm, like, finishing German and then getting as far as I can in Bulgarian. Maybe that'll be a little over a book, but... So the next one is with Japanese, and I just want to learn the writing systems and then start learning as many kanji as I can. So, like, hiragana and katakana, I'm hoping to, like, learn completely. I bought a book recently that was kanji, and it goes over each radical and has you, like, write the radical a bunch of times and, like, learn the radical, and then it teaches you a bunch of kanji with the radical and has you write out each kanji like a bunch of times, so you memorize that. So
I remember when I first started doing kanji, I didn't know radicals were a thing. And I just thought all these shapes were different for no reason. And I'm like, what is happening? And so I'm less scared to learn kanji. So I want to make more progress in Swahili over the summer. I did a week over spring break and I made alright progress. I think I needed more input than I did audio input because there was a lot of reading and there wasn't that audio there to reinforce what I was reading. And speaking is something I need. I don't think I will get very far with Swahili because I don't have a lot of opportunities to practice it with people in my immediate area. But if I can find people online, perhaps. I know someone tweeted me in Swahili when I was learning, because I tweeted in Swahili on the Polyglot Progress account, so perhaps I could talk with them. I think that would be cool. I had a lot of fun with it. It was a fun language. I wanna mess around with it more. So my next goal is with Esperanto, and I really always neglect Esperanto because it's a language that I don't use in my daily life at all. Yeah, it's not a thing that comes up. There's not really a lot of, like, media, I guess, in it. Well, that's the thing, is I have a good portion of the websites I use are actually set in Esperanto. My Facebook's set in Esperanto and things, so I guess I use it a bit, but I don't notice. It's like passive using it. Like, that's I don't notice. But, like, beyond that, like, there's, like, 2 movies or something that have been made in Esperanto. Incubo.
There's, like, not a lot of media in Esperanto. Kudos. There's books, but still, it's just not, like, a wide range of things that I can necessarily use. So I just kind of let my Esperanto just kind of go to the back of my head, and then
But it's very easy to remember.
Yeah, I either refresh it, like, before I need it, if I know I'm going to speak to someone, or, like, also, though, even if I go months without it, then when I, like, speak to Matt, like, we have conversations, and I just kind of remember it right away. So I tend to let it go, which, like, is okay, but it's also something that I always feel like I should be working on a little more. So I just want to go back and make my Duolingo tree gold. They're gonna be releasing a new Duolingo tree in September, I think.
My goal for Esperanto is I got a whole bunch of Esperanto grammar books, and we were just talking about this earlier, that we think the grammar of Esperanto is sometimes overlooked because
yeah, there's a lot of things that I didn't know were even in Esperanto grammar.
Like a conditional.
Like I didn't know it had, because I mean, you'd think that it would have a conditional, but it just, most people that I know of, like, yeah, it's something that doesn't come up in conversation a lot, and Esperanto tends to be used almost, I don't want to say basically, like, even if you're, like, talking about advanced subjects, it's like, the grammar you can get by.
You can
so
talk
I
about
didn't even know that Esperanto had some of these,
yeah,
like, tenses and moods and stuff. But apparently they do, so
yeah,
maybe I'll try and learn those as well.
Yes, so like one of my goals is to get through, or at least study one of the grammar books. I don't want to say get through, because I'm not gonna go through an entire grammar book, but I do want to go through and study and refresh some Esperanto in that aspect. I think getting the tree gold would be a reasonable idea, because it's a short tree on Duolingo.
Yeah, it is. And it's also, if you do it on the computer and do the timed thing, you can get through a bunch of sections at once.
Yeah, because honestly, everything builds on everything, and like strengthening this will strengthen that, and like it's a beautiful language, honestly. We also met the creator of the Duolingo course at the Polyglot conference 2015, Chuck Smith. He's a great guy.
Yep, he wished me a happy birthday on my birthday
on
Facebook in Esperanto, and I got to respond in Esperanto. See, that was one of those moments where I got like really excited, because I just don't use Esperanto that often. So like having a birthday message sent to me in Esperanto and being able to be like "Danko" and stuff was nice. It was nice.
The internet's a great place to use Esperanto.
It is, and so that's one of those things where I find that like usually I'm typing and stuff, so I don't know. I feel like I don't need to refresh Esperanto as much as I do with other languages. So my next one is ASL. American Sign Language, I've had an interest in for a long time. I mainly used PSE when I was doing ASL in like 8th grade, because I wasn't...
What's PSE?
It's basically you take the syntax of English, but you use like signs from ASL, but then...
And when you say syntax, like the way sentences are structured?
Yeah, okay. So like I've really loved to be a signer at a concert, because I'm a really big music fan. And I've been to a couple festivals where there's the sign language translators. And so that would be a really fun job, I feel like. So I'd like to get a start on American Sign Language, because I also just really love the language. I think it's really pretty. Once again, no real set goal there besides just get started.
I've got Arabic, which one of my main goals, because I cannot decide between Arabic or Farsi, whichever one I want to learn. I want to learn the Arabic script, sat down to learn it a bunch of times, and then I want to get back into Japanese, and that's really my only goal with Japanese, just get back into it. I miss it. And then I have Dutch on here. Don't know why. Dutch fascinates me. We have a bunch of friends that speak Dutch and live in the Netherlands, and so I'd like to speak Dutch. I'd like to learn some.
I put on here that I want to make all Duolingo trees gold, and that was kind of my throw-in of like, maybe I should put some crazy goal that maybe I want to take. I mean, I don't have that many Duolingo trees to do it with. It would be French and German, really, other than Esperanto, which I already have as a goal. Yeah. So I guess it's pretty attainable, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna do that, but who knows.
And I think as a goal for both of us, I know we want to make more language diaries, and...
Polyglot progress goal-wise, I think it would be nice for us to get back to our 3 days a week schedule.
Swahili, and I did recording my entire process. I was getting two birds with one stone. I was making videos, editing them. I was reinforcing the language, because I'd put text on the screen and I'd be hearing the audio again. And I was teaching the language as I was learning it. And it was a good way to learn, and I want to do more of that. That was like kind of a test run.
That was kind of our original goal for the diaries too, was going to be to
be like that.
Our progress throughout the week and have a wrap up. It's just kind of like I've taken my diaries in a separate direction, because I want to do that as well with some languages.
Some you already have
like,
good knowledge in.
Well, with German, what I wanted to do was more so just like all of them I like to start off with kind of like the resources I'm using in English. So yeah, I just felt like it was better to be kind of just sitting and kind of talking and documenting where my speech was, I guess, because now when I go back and make another German one, like the amount I can talk to the camera and like the different grammar structures I can use will change over time.
Like even my German has improved.
So that's all my goals, I think.
Yeah, those are all mine.
Great.
Alright, so if you guys have any language learning goals of 2016 or just
the summer or whatever your goal is right now.
Yeah, any long-term goals, short-term goals, let us know. We'd love to hear. If you need any help or want to suggest anything for future videos, let us know. We would love to give you some advice, and we will get back to you on that. Remember,
practice makes progress.
Practice makes progress. We will see you then. Bye. Okay, so my knowledge question today is, does one's physiological makeup influence the acquisition of language? And by this, I mean, does one